Hi guys, I'm Jessica and welcome back to my channel. Today, this is gonna be a different type of video, very personal video, and I honestly wanted to do this video for the longest time, but I never had the courage to film it, not because I'm ashamed or anything. It's just I'm not sure whether to put it on the internet or not. Because mental health is a very delicate issue, I feel like, and sadly it's 2019, but a lot of people are still very skeptical about it. Like, they don't take it as seriously as they should do, and a lot of people are even mean about it. So please be nice. So why am I doing this video? Well, first of all, I don't want it to be all sad and anything. It's just me sharing my story with anxiety, and maybe tell you a couple of tips to control, at least try to control anxiety. I mean, at least that's what works for me. So yeah. And since May is Mental Health Month, I wanted to do this video. I feel like it's very appropriate. So if this video will help someone about anxiety, I'll be really happy about it. Yeah, just wanted to be honest and share like my story, and that's it. Yeah. So I hope you don't mind me opening up to you guys. So my anxiety story begins 2 years ago, a little bit more, like 2 years and a few months ago, because that's when I had my first anxiety attack, and I had it at night, so it made it even worse. And it was my first time, so I didn't know what was going on. I was really scared. So that's probably the worst anxiety attack I had, because I wasn't aware of what was going on. That was scary, but with time it gets easier. I feel like, at least for me, it got easier. It goes on with periods. Like, I had periods when my anxiety was really bad, and then I had periods when I was okay, or I had it under control and it was fine. And that really depends if I am really stressed or worried about something, and that's how it works, basically. I feel like I've always been an anxious person, but I never really had anxiety attacks before, like 2 years ago. Like, I remember even when I was going to school and I was really stressed. I mean, I think it's normal to be stressed and a little bit anxious during the school period, but I mean, there's a limit, you know. Like, a little bit of stress is good for you for when you actually get out of school and start the real life, but as I said, there's a limit to the stress you should like put on your shoulders. I feel like, especially when you're a teenager and you have hormones and all that going on. So yeah. So it was basically fine, as I said, until like 2 years ago, and then one night it just happened. And so it was a really stressful time in my life. And what made it even worse is that I'm a person that doesn't share like feelings, doesn't open up that easily with other people, even with, like, I don't know, my parents or brother. I've always preferred to keep everything to myself. Like, I'm a good listener. Like, if you need an advice or have to talk with a friend or anything, I'm always open, I'm always available, I'm always there. But when it comes to me to open up to other people, well, that doesn't happen. Like, I don't know why. Maybe I'm too proud. Maybe I don't want to seem vulnerable in front of others. I don't know. I just always been like that. And I feel like I was so stressed and bottled up, like I basically exploded, and I had an anxiety attack. So basically, I went to the hospital that night, and I was so confused because I said, but I've never had an anxiety attack before. And I tell them what happened and all that, and they measure my blood pressure, ask me a few questions and everything, and the result was you had an anxiety attack. Yeah, it was hard for me to, I don't know, not even to accept, but to like digest. I don't know. They gave me a medicine for that night to calm me down because my heart was beating so fast. And that's it. I went home and got the medicine, just try to calm down, talk to my mom and all that. And then I went to bed like at 5 a.m. So yeah, that's what happened that night. And after that night, the next 5 or 6 months were honestly the worst months of my life. Like, I didn't even want to leave my house because I felt like I wasn't safe outside. I don't know. I felt like my house was my safe place, so I didn't want to get out. And like, I went outside very rarely. So yeah, I talked to my doctor about it, and he suggested me like this medicine, very light, to be honest, nothing too heavy, just to help me sleep at night and just to feel more relaxed. That's all. That I took for like probably 6-7 months. But I never went to therapy or like see like a psychologist or anything like that. First of all, because it's very expensive, and then because I don't know, I felt like I could do it on my own, even though I thought about it, thought about going to therapy a few times, but I never really went. But if you have the chance or want to go to therapy, I suggest it, do it. They can really help you. So I had multiple anxiety attacks during the first year at least. And then I felt like I was starting to know anxiety more. Like, after a year, I knew what would trigger my anxiety and what would help me to keep it under control or to calm me down during an episode. Yeah, I feel like you get better with time. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't want this video to be too long and too sad. I hope I didn't make you sad, because that's not what I want. I just wanted to share my story. And that period I felt really alone because other than probably my mom, I would never talk to anyone about it because I felt like no one would understand me because I didn't know anyone that had the same problem as me. So I felt like if I would talk to them about it, they wouldn't understand. So that's another reason why I wanted to make this video. If you have anxiety and feel alone and don't have anyone to talk to because you feel like left out, you feel like no one can understand you, you are not alone. You can DM me whenever you want. I will leave my socials down below. You can DM me on Instagram and Twitter. I will be happy to listen to you. Or just if this video helped you to talk with someone about it or to feel less alone, I'm glad I did that. Enough with my story. I hope I didn't bore you. I hope I didn't make you sad because, as I said, this is not my intention. That's not the reason why I did this video. For the second part of the video, I want to share a few tips that help me like with anxiety in general or just when I have an anxiety attack. So the first thing I wanted to say that my doctor told me is probably stupid to you, but it's honestly one of the best tips I've ever received, and it's go out for a walk. But honestly, it really helped me. Like, You can go by yourself if you prefer, or you can go with a friend, like a brother, sister, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever you want, or by yourself with headphones, with music. It's even better, especially outside of the city. Like if you have like a park or like hiking trail outside of town, outside of all the traffic, the noises and everything, where you can plug out from everything and just relaxing for like an hour. Yeah, I mean, an hour walk, it's good. It's good for your body and it's good for your mind. So that's the best tip I could ever share. I promise you it works. Next thing, during an anxiety attack, I would do various things. It depends if I'm by myself or not. Normally I have anxiety attacks at night. So what I would do is, I'm not claustrophobic or anything, but when you have an anxiety attack, it feels like you are trapped, or whatever you are, even if the room you're in is not small. Like, it feels like you don't have enough air, and like the walls are getting tighter and tighter on you, like oppressed in a way. So what I would do is I would get up if I'm lying down on my bed, and I would go to my bedroom window, which is over there, and I would take like a chair or something, open the window and get the fresh air like right on my face, and that really helps me out. Like, that's the best thing. It will make you feel grounded and get back to reality. That's a really good advice, in my opinion. That really works every time. But I mean, if it's cold, you can't open the window, you'll get sick, so that's not ideal. So another thing that I could do is I would sit down, I would close my eyes, and I would start breathing like very deep breath, and that works good, just fine. And that's the most common thing that people will tell you to do when you have a panic attack or anxiety attack. Another thing I would do when I have an anxiety attack is, especially if I have someone with me, I would just talk through my anxiety attack. Like, that helps me to rationalize my thoughts and like spill out what's in my mind, and that really helps me. Yeah, it makes it easier, and it just feels good to talk about it, at least for me. Or, this is in general, but if I'm by myself, if I had a really like stressful day, or that day I feel particularly anxious, I would talk to myself or write it down on my notes on the phone, on a paper, something like that, to write down what's on my mind. And because sometimes I get too overwhelmed with things and I will start to get anxious and stressed out, so I would write it down or talk it out, and I would feel like I would do my own therapy. I'm my own therapist. Like, I would talk it out and I would feel so much better afterwards. But yeah, I think that's all the tips I had to share with you guys. I hope you find them helpful somehow. They really work for me, so I know every person is different, so they might not work for you, but try them out, and I hope they'll be helpful for you. And yeah, the only thing I wish is that people will start considering mental health as a serious topic as much as physical health, because I feel like we're not there yet. I hope people will be more aware, and one way to do that is talking about it, because if people don't talk about it, the rest would not be aware of what it is and what to do if you have a friend that is going through it, or a family member. I think I said everything I wanted to say, I hope at least, and maybe this video will help someone. If it did, that will make me really happy. And I hope people will not be too hard on me. Please be nice. I just wanted to be 100% honest and share my story. So give a like to this video for support, and I wanted to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. Probably that's not a big number to you, but it is to me. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for subscribing, for watching my videos. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of me. And this was more of a serious video, but more chill videos will come, don't worry. And I guess I'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye.